Well, Matt, uh, our folks decided to have a night out, and they think that we're old enough to be here without a babysitter. What do
Apparently.
we do?
I don't know. Get in some trouble.
What do we do? We get some mischief, Matt?
The cancel culture edition.
Ooh. I think we should go no holds barred. This is the feelings episode.
Feelings.
I don't know about you, but I'm all up in mine.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, wait,
What do you mean?
should we just rewatch the UTEP game?
Just for the next 4 hours?
Commercials
So well,
included.
that's an ugly looking throw there.
uh,
Ugh.
you just want to glance over that real quick.
Why not? What did you think? Did you have a single thought lingering coming out of it?
Uh, I, I didn't like the way we looked coming out, I think. But
No. No.
th- I hate those types of games where you've been in the heart of SEC, you know,
Yeah.
games and all this stuff, and then oh yeah, by the way, but it seems like a lot of teams have that. I mean, Georgia played UMass. I mean, there were like
Look terrible quarters.
yeah, there were just a couple of decent games, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Oh,
those games.
now that game always results in either crippling injuries, an underperformance, or this. We got 3 quarters of really good football and a quarter where we're going, why can't we do what we think we should be doing? And it's us, it's not them.
Yeah,
They didn't look like they presented anything exotic. We were just not on the ball to start.
and that's
But
worrying. I mean, all right.
yeah,
Anything else about UTEP? Glad we got the
uh,
shutout. That's about it.
shout out's good. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to the ROTC guys on campus and girls sworn in at halftime. Told that was very
Not
moving.
for long.
Not for long. But no, like yeah, the the day was about okay. One thing, not game related, but in happened in game. Could you personally ever gator chomp in earnest?
I mean, no, not without doing the throat slash.
All right, I like I've had time to think about it. I don't know if the environment would have caught me up in it, but ooh,
I mean, that's these young kids that, you know.
they just love to have fun.
Yeah, I
There,
couldn't. It has a weird
maybe.
aspect now. I mean, I remember my first game I ever went to was '98 UAB, and
Wow.
Ohio State was number one, and
Yes.
Michigan State upset them. I think it was 28-24.
Boom.
And I remember coming out of the stadium and some guy was doing the "It's great to be a Tennessee Vol" chant, and then he went to, I said it's great to hate Ohio State and stuff. So that's okay, but
100% get
yeah,
on
doing the
board with.
Gator Chomp, nah, I'm sorry.
Well, I do the kids these days understand what that means, what that
No,
game means, what
I mean,
nevertheless.
what's a good? I mean, would you compare it to our series with like Kentucky? Do you think that's how they feel? Like, oh,
Well, for them now, like if they're college students and they're the kind of college students who only start paying attention to Tennessee football when they get into college, then then Kentucky's been a blackout game for 2 of their years if they're seniors, and we lost to Florida. I'm sure that there's environment saying, yeah, that's a big game, but whatever. Now, I don't know if it's Kentucky, but perhaps just a completely different fan environment than what we're used to. But I understand theirs because holy shit, what a day Saturday was. I've never seen anything like it. I'm trying to guess what you're doing here.
I didn't have my
Did,
didn't have my
did
mic
your
on.
microphone
Yeah, and it fell when I tried to adjust it. So keep talking.
needed cleaning? I've never seen you have a mechanical issue, Matt. We've had plenty of technical ones, but the hardware's always been intact. This is what happens when mom and dad leave. Dead air, Tony. Dead air. Call or paste, Tony. Viewers. It's like,
Edit
Matt's
that out.
back in the saddle.
Um,
Oh, yours. Yeah.
Tried to adjust it and it just bloop.
What you got? One of those little hinges or something?
It's like a little screw thing, and like I tried to like
Screw
slide
thing.
it, and it just like bloop, popped off. I didn't have it tied all the way,
Boom.
but I will say the streaming ESPN Plus, ESPN, their streaming stuff is awful. Like the worst in the business. Like earlier today, trying to watch Tennessee UT Martin. Every 5 minutes, here we're just gonna buffer for 3 minutes, and it's terrible. It's been terrible forever, and they just won't fix it. Like I tried to watch this game on their website. Oh, Tennessee versus UTEP. Click play. Okay, play button doesn't do anything. Like what the hell? Then I remembered. Okay, well they got this thing with Hulu. I got the package, so let's go to Hulu. Okay, I can get it to work there. Quality is just terrible though. Like it's awful. Like, fix your shit. If you're gonna make teams have to have one game on a streaming platform a year, like fix your stuff. Like I want to watch Tennessee and something better than 360p. And it's not an internet issue. Like great internet. Like
No, you're entirely right, and that's if even you can get to some pixelated version of the game, it's an ordeal to log on in the first place.
yeah.
Like the Disney Plus stuff, half the time it says that you don't have an account with us. I'm logged in through that. It makes no sense. It's 2024. Tighten the ship.
Yeah.
The mouse has lost control.
And I couldn't listen to the commentators. It was like the F team. But I didn't realize that UTEP had a quarterback named J.P. Pickles. Did you know that?
Pickles, man. I knew him in as much as for one play.
Freshman from Tallahassee.
Pierce's second best looking sack of the year just swallowed him like a wave. It was I felt bad for the kid.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that the opposing quarterbacks continue to get knocked out of the game against us. They just can't make it all four.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's shades of Tennessee football past. We used to win a lot of games because we took out the best player of the other side. I'm gonna be charitable and say it's inadvertent, but it's a fact. It's what happened. All the way back to Anthony Wright.
Anthony Wright.
South Carolina.
What year was that?
I'm gonna go like 97.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
98.
I don't remember.
Leonard Little hyperextended his knee, and that went on to Marshawn Lattimore and countless others.
We're dirty.
So yeah, we play like a MAC school in that way. That's why we hate playing. That's why we hate playing schools like UTEP, like Akron, like Kent State, because they're just some that comes out of it.
Yeah. Happy to see Brew McCoy get 2 touchdowns. First 2 on the year.
Is good. That's going to be a Yeah, he deserved that. He's not quite the guy, as Kyle has said, that he once was, but still a pretty good pair of hands. Love his loyalty. Just a name that you're going to remember for a long time.
I don't know. I feel like he's had a good year. I mean, when we do get him the ball, he's made some pretty good plays, but I just
Yeah,
I don't know what our passing game is anymore. I don't know where our 2022 offense has gone. Even before 2021, we were pretty good. The later part of the season, players bought in, it seemed,
yeah.
and we were great. And since Golish left, I don't know.
We came out of 21 saying, okay, we may not be great, but we're fun. We're very, very, very fun.
Yeah.
We haven't been fun a minute, but we are still, a legitimately top 15 type team and seemingly will be for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I think there truly is something to that. Golish being gone, he was apparently like the true taskmaster. He was the discipline principal, the one with the paddle. He kind of, I don't know what Halsey is.
I mean, he doesn't even
I
call
don't know.
plays, right? It's Heupel calling plays. Like, this guy comes
Does
from
Heupel have, like,
Heupel's coaching tree. Like, he's been with Heupel for like 2 decades or whatever.
yeah, they're attached at the hip.
I mean, you see a lot of people say, okay, just Heupel getting more mature. He knows he can't win games by just putting his defense out there every 5 minutes or whatever. And it's like, just score more points. That's been his philosophy. I don't know what he's changing here. Like,
I don't think we're intentionally trying to shorten drives. I don't think we're intentionally trying to not complete intermediate passes. I don't think he's intentionally trying to not run the offense he's always run.
Yeah.
I think last week Caleb kind of nailed it. There's just that we've had for year 4. They figured out if you put those 3 safeties in the back and you light box us, our offensive line is all right, but not necessarily going to always get the push to get the run, even though we're still a really good running team. By the way, Dylan Sampson not making the Doak Walker finalist is a joke.
Yeah. I'm still seeing people saying that he should be up for the Heisman, and I'm sorry. Like, I love him. I'm so glad he's on our team and has 22 whatever touchdowns. But if you look at him and tell me that he is the best player in college football, like, you're crazy. I'm sorry. Like, I wish he was. I would be his biggest fan and be his biggest Heisman supporter.
You are his biggest.
But
you are.
No, stop.
We are his biggest supporters in general. But do I think he deserves a New York invite? Not that I give a shit about the Heisman, but probably not.
I mean, I'm saying that in a year where there's clearly a drop-off in quality players. I mean, Boise State guy, he should win it, I think. You see the push for Travis Hunter just because he plays 100 and whatever downs a game, whatever bullshit they push there. But after that, I mean, who? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe he could sneak in there, but clearly
the
would
fact
be 4th
that we're
place.
We're hearing Will from Ohio State. Like, parity has caught up to college football this year. No elite teams, maybe some strength in the middle, and just an absolutely gaping bottom.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of
some teams.
I've seen a lot of national media guys say that Ohio State and Oregon have clearly separated themselves from the rest of the what? By playing who? By beating Indiana, a game that everybody knew would be like a blowout. Like, what are we talking about?
No, it's as you have said, it's the result of the super conferences. These schedules are not what they used. You can get completely unbalanced type schedules and you're getting these wonky type results. But I also think that the talent distribution is much more even around the country these days.
Yeah.
So, out of a lot of teams have a chance to beat a lot of teams. And I think that that might be the case going forward.
What would you say your biggest surprise of the season is, though?
Uh, I mean, Indiana being just dominant against equally talented teams and maybe even some that are a little more talented. Like, yeah, the story is the big story of the season to me is what is Indiana? What actually is? Okay, we know that they're not an elite team now. You're not good. They weren't really able to hang with Ohio State. Ohio State is this in this season, relatively speaking, they are an elite team. So Indiana's not there yet. But the question remains, what is Indiana actually? I think they're playoff worthy. I'm tired of arguing about them not being in. I think that they've done enough to get in. But I would like to see in the playoff what they stack up with. How about you? You put me on the spot.
Yeah, I'm
That was the
sorry.
best I could.
I was just
That's
thinking
me.
of it. What brought it up was when you said that the talent is kind of even now. It's there's a lot more parity. I think it's kind of a running a couple of years trend is that Georgia. I mean, these guys basically pick who they want in high school recruiting.
Mm, seems
Same
like it.
thing with the transfer portal. It seems like, and it's not really translated to the field. I wonder if those 2 or 3 years where they were just kind of at the top, I wonder if that was it for them. I mean, I hope it
Do
was.
you think a touch of former complacency took hold?
I mean, that's what it feels like. I don't know. I mean, they could
It's rich.
now they're gonna
Us
win it
talk
all now that I've said this, but
probably so, but it does feel rich us talking Tennessee perspective. They
yeah,
pretty well physically handled us the way that they have. Although this is that was by far the best result Josh has put up against Georgia.
yeah.
But no, I think you're largely right there.
I mean, it did feel like that
Stetson,
they were set up to be the next Alabama. Just we're gonna kill you with all the talent. Oh, you hurt this guy?
yeah.
Okay, we got 3 more 5 stars sitting behind him. Like, yeah, we'll be all right. Like, it felt like they were set up for that, but it's not really panned out for them yet. I don't know. It might. I hope
I
not.
mean, Alabama did to them what Alabama has done to them for the most part, and since then they've been in a. I mean, they were undefeated in the regular season last year.
Yeah,
Now this year has been so, but I think the main difference is Georgia's faced a real schedule this year. I mean, it's undeniably a tough schedule.
yeah,
I mean, Georgia, if they had Texas's schedule, would be like the unanimous number one, probably beating teams by 30 every game. People calling them an absolute death machine. But they've had to play Ole Miss. They've had to play us. They've had to play Texas. I mean, they've went through it a little bit.
yeah. That's a really good point.
So we have to. I'm not quite ready to say that Georgia is not going to be that. I would certainly hope so, but what I need Georgia to be right now is a winner.
Yeah. All right, you want to move on
I,
to playoff and Vandy talk?
let's do that in the spirit of thanks. Holy God, man! Saturday was one of the most glorious Saturdays I've ever been able to have the privilege of sitting and taking every moment in. It just was nonstop.
It was a good one.
Give me, I mean, we got the kingdom handed to us.
And that was one of the things the only thing that made me thankful we were playing UTEP was that, I don't know, like, I just kind of stopped watching her game, even though I had it on the background. It was just checking on all these other ones. Look up, oh, we scored again, you know. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, that
Oh
went
man,
from quad box on the TV to computer and muted on computer for long stretches
yeah,
because I couldn't take my eyes off of Lane Kiffin's face slowly morphing into some broken Greek statue.
that poor
It was
guy.
incredible.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
Oh yeah, no, he's entirely deserving of yeah. No, I don't hate Lane, but Lane's a pain in the ass, and it continues to be funny that when the rubber meets the road, the guy just don't have it.
Yeah,
For all of his slickness, for all of his glibness, for all of his genuine humor, for all of the talent that he puts together, for all of the attention that they get, he's still coaching Ole Miss, and he's still Lane Kiffin.
I mean, he legally got to do what they did at Tennessee and pay players pretty much, cheat at recruiting, put
Yeah.
us on NCAA sanctions and stuff, but he got to do that legally this year and probably spent, if not the most, some of the highest amounts in the entire NIL market. And
Oh yeah.
they lose to Florida and Kentucky and who was their other loss? LSU.
LSU. Yeah.
Oh, LSU's the best of that bunch. That's sad. That's really funny.
You further embarrassed yourself by allowing the university embarrassed itself by allowing him to put the sip come to the sip
Oh,
in the end zones.
I mean, they deserve it for getting rid of those navy blue helmets.
Oh, 100. I think the baby blues look nice, but no, Ole Miss has a classic
Hideous.
look. That's Archie.
That Ole Miss dark blue is classic. Like, gosh, that's open up the News Sentinel. Remember when they had the schedules and the little helmets? Like,
oh yeah,
man, gosh, that's a great one.
John Adams' face looking at it in his column, and boom down the side. Yeah, this is what we got.
I mean, their season has kind of been like if we lost to South Carolina 3 times in 2022. like I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Some kid that's gonna be like 10 years old in a decade. Dad, what happened that year? Well, we lost to LSU, Kentucky, and Florida. I'm like, oh, were they all playoff teams? No.
No.
One missed a bowl, one barely made a bowl, and the other one chanted to fire their coach last week against
Did
Vanderbilt.
you have fun that year, Dad? No. We beat Georgia, son, and that was the moment that it was going to turn around, and then it wasn't. we gained Ole Miss, son.
Come to the sip, more like tired of this shit.
That's what you come to the good old Rocky Pod for, folks. But they're still going to hang up their chandeliers, and they're still going to eat their Dorito salads, still going to wear their vineyard vines, still going to tailgate in a mud pit covered in straw in November. So God bless them, I say. Thank you so much, Lane Kiffin and the Opals. Appreciate you, Billy Napier.
Man, he's kind of scared me a little bit. Got that solid freshman quarterback. Kind of turned this season around. I mean,
we're not going to turn this into the Tony Basilio show where they're just saying things about Lagway that make me question someone's sexuality. Like they're just all on the guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's a very good quarterback. He, I'm not dogging Nico in the slightest. This is the one allowance I'll give. But man, Lagway can create, like in a special way.
Yeah.
How well when stuff doesn't go completely as planned, he seems to be able to find just an outlet.
Did you see that
As
video
quickly,
of the Florida fan in line to like see the Pope go by? And he showed a
oh
picture of
yes,
DJ Lagwood.
St. Peter. Yes.
Now we have an excuse for losing to them next year.
Yeah. We need to put that one in the memory bank.
But yeah,
I think
massive gift, Florida Gators. Chris, do we want to do the Gator Chomp live here?
no, we don't,
No,
Matt.
we don't.
No, we do.
No,
No,
we
we do
don't.
not. I don't condemn anyone for doing it. I understand the environment was right for it, but no, I was once three sheets to the wind, and in the Florida student section in law school, we went down to Gainesville, a whole bunch of us, and saw Florida play Arkansas, and fans around us were great. Gator chants going on, a lot of pressure to do it. Can't do it. Did not feel the whimsy. Will not do it. You don't wear their colors and you don't do their stuff. IMO.
Yes, sir. All right, well, we
But
got
man,
a couple more gifts this past weekend.
did we ever?
Let's glance over Ohio State, Indiana. So we needed Ohio State to win, and convincingly, and they did just that.
I mean, aside from the first drive, basically more the first quarter, Ohio State just smothered them. Indiana looked like what I expect Indiana to look like against a team like Ohio State. Fumbling snaps, muff punts, botched holds, just technical stuff just to go wrong when you're up against a team like that.
That
And
was
yeah,
a game
they
I just couldn't watch. I hate the Big
yeah.
Ten. It's garbage. Don't care about it. Like the only
You,
Big Ten
you,
game I watched was Penn State, Minnesota. It was beautiful.
I wish PJ Fleck was not so credulous. Like, I feel like there was literally a kid in the crowd who you could see very clearly voice, "I think he's going to fake it, Dad." Everyone in the world could see that was going to be a fake punt on 4th and 1, and PJ's like, "Ooh boy, I'm getting the ball back."
Yeah.
Jimmy is a rascal. Know thy enemy, man.
That is a pretty
could've-
funny. I mean, it kind of summarizes Penn State's like feelings towards, or the way everybody feels about Penn State this year. Like, oh, how are you 10-1, 9-1? Oh, we just ran a fake punt against Minnesota, up one late in the fourth. Like, just such a joke. God, I wish they would have lost so bad.
No, we could not have gotten perfection out of last week. I mean, getting perfection would scare the hell out of me going forward.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just Penn State shakes out to me to be a very desirable opponent in any playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
Home or on road, I don't care. Probably, yeah, a little tougher at home, but anywhere. I think a lot of the projected playoff teams match up well to Penn State.
Yeah.
If we get them, I like our chances a lot.
Yeah.
They're good, they're tough, but they're very beatable.
Yeah, so that gift didn't come through. One we didn't see coming. Oklahoma
Did not.
demolishes Alabama. I mean, it was only 24-3, but Alabama did nothing in that game.
I mean, it was. Yeah, my eyes could not believe it, but I've watched a fair amount of Oklahoma this year, and when Oklahoma was at their best at any point, it was doing the things that they did. Oklahoma beat Auburn with a pick six at near the end of the game, and it was the same guy who did it then. They for some reason, Kalen DeBoer went to the palace on the prairie thinking that Brett Venables was going to lay down and die. It's a hard place to win, Norman, Oklahoma, unless it's noon and you're South Carolina.
We're
It was
7:30
incredible.
in Tennessee.
No, SEC Norman at night. Don't wish it on anyone. We barely got out with our lives. Uh, Jalen Milrow. It's just I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, that was when
I
I went
mean,
to bed at halftime. I was like, okay, wake up. Alabama comes back and wins, and I woke up. I was like, what? Like what? They didn't score like at all. Like, yeah, couldn't believe it.
I'm shocked you went to bed.
I'm an old man.
Absolutely shocked to bed. Like it's like going. It's like your birthday party and you miss the cake. You miss your presents.
Yeah,
Why? Were you? What's the deal?
I was tired and I didn't care about either team.
I,
Ole Miss did
you
their
true
thing, and I felt they didn't need anything else. So
man. You truly do only watch and care about our games.
I really do.
But
I mean,
I thought you.
I like to watch other games, but there's so much fake. Like, oh my god, like, oh, college football is amazing. I love it. It's great. Like, when you go on the subreddit, like, those are the biggest nerds you will ever meet. Like, I mean, I love college football, but I'm not gonna sit there and like watch every second of every game that's not Tennessee. Like, I just can't
Why
do it.
not? Why not? It is
Well, you
the
got the
single
commentary
great.
sitting here talking about how great both the teams are, and oh, it's an atmosphere unlike any in college. Just shut up. Just go. Like, I just don't like it.
Don't I don't fault commentators for trying to pop up their atmosphere. I mean, you could be like Peacock and broadcast it like the Masters, I suppose. And here we are at Sanford Stadium. They call it the barn.
And a lot of
Uh,
times, like, if I turn on some random game between two, like, nothing teams, and you see a single, like, let me find an example here.
let's. I'm curious about this.
Okay, from this past weekend, let's say uh, Bowling Green, Ball State. Okay, imagine
Okay,
imagine being at that game and having any interest in what in the hell happens. Like, oh, you're a Ball State fan? You're a Bowling Green fan? Like, why? Do you have any standards? Like, be a Kentucky fan, be a Louisville fan, be a damn fan of anything else, but why? Like, it's anytime I see a game like that and I see those sorry sons of bitches in the stands, like, that just seems like it makes me depressed to think about. God, I'm so lucky I'm not a fan of UAB or Rice. Oh, I didn't have to go sit and watch Rice play UAB, New Mexico State, Middle Tennessee State. Like,
I mean,
what are you
largely
doing?
there is no hope for that kind of school, but I respect them for being
I
committed.
can't because like,
It doesn't make
what are
me.
you
It doesn't
cheering
make me.
for? What are you
That's,
rooting for? Like, oh, maybe we'll get to go to the Bahamas Bowl. Like, yay! Like, I,
well, I think fans of Kent State and a lot of MAC schools and whatnot are pretty well aware of their lot in life.
yeah. Hey, what are you
I
doing
think
Tuesday night? Oh, going to watch the game.
yeah, no, it's there, no question. Those are probably social event games. It's it's like Tennessee baseball in the Serrano era. 2 cans of green beans and you're in, baby. Get in basically for no whatever. Hang. Of course, this time of year it's 38 degrees and a slight mist, so probably less and less. But
I
I think
guess.
that there's some soul to it. I
Yeah, I
think there's
guess I
some
should
soul.
salute them for
Like, yeah,
that little bit of
this is
passion, but
surprising, Matt.
I I think it's more on me being like, God, like I would rather be anywhere else in the world than at that game right there. Like,
Yeah, by chance of birth, you were born in Knox County, Tennessee. Praise
Thank
God.
goodness.
Uh,
Yes.
you know, you could. How do you think you? What kind of Mississippi State fan do you, man?
What?
Or
So, you were breaking up. What'd you
Washington?
say?
What kind of Mississippi State fan do you think you would be?
A poor one. Um, yeah, that's about it. Poor Mississippi State
Chicken on a
fan.
stick guy.
Probably have a cowbell in the
Like,
back of my Ford F-350.
couple of stickers, gun rack.
Yeah.
Oh, own your dad's tool shop. It's not a bad life. And every year, a decade ago, you were number one. That's in your head now.
Yeah.
Dan's on TV. But back to it, like, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but no, how did we get here, man? we we
I don't know.
we get uncorralled and we're just aimless lambs
Oh yeah, we were
wandering.
talking about Oklahoma, Alabama,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and my refusal to watch a lot of college football.
Well, I think that I think that you should seriously rethink that take, because that day and most all Saturdays is just magnificent,
I mean,
even if they aren't
it's kind of
magnificent
like
as Saturday.
watching the NCAA basketball tournament. Like, Holy Cross is playing Kansas. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and watch every second of that. No.
No,
Midway through the second half, Kansas is only up 6 or 7. Oh shit, let's turn this
Sure.
on and see. Or you get
That's
to
the
the end
one.
of Auburn and SMU, and SMU could hit a shot here and win. Okay, turn it on. Like, that's the way I kind of watch college football. Like, I'm not going to sit there and watch every play of two teams I just don't care about.
There's so many games, but I'm thankful that the quad box exists. It generally allows me to find the four most interesting ones at the moment,
Yeah.
or the four most consequential ones of the moment.
Yeah.
That's my Saturday. And it just so happened that this last Saturday, they were all consequential and they were all fantastic, at least results wise.
Yeah.
My heart glows with the fire of 1,000 suns watching Alabama and their dynasty truly die. Like Kalen DeBoer might be a great coach, and Alabama might be just fine with him, but they ain't going back.
Hope not.
They're not back to it. Sir, it just does not look.
What other gifts did we get? Arizona State, BYU. That's a
yes. That was nuts.
Auburn, A&M. This one's funny.
Say more.
If it weren't for the fact that A&M could still play for the conference title if they beat Texas,
Yes.
I really don't want that to happen. I mean, you think if A&M beats Texas and then loses to Georgia, do you think the committee would put them in? Considering Texas has played literally nobody all year other than, Georgia.
The only way A&M is getting in this tournament or in this playoff is if they're 2-0 the next 2 weeks. You're not putting in a 4-loss A&M over.
But I don't like the precedent of, you played for your conference championship, but you lost, so you're not getting in. I don't know how I would feel about that one.
I mean, the reward is that you have the potential. There's a risk reward to it. I know that they don't want to devalue the incentive of getting to your conference championship game.
Yeah.
But there is an inherent risk reward. The reward is you possibly could get a bye. Now, typically, an SEC number 2 is going to be a 3-loss team. A&M really, really screwed themselves. I mean, that was one of the more important wins of the weekend. Auburn pulling that out of a hat in classic Jordan Hare Auburn tricky Auburn Jesus shit type stuff.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was, I mean, on the last play call was brilliant. I know you didn't watch, and you probably haven't
What,
watched the
the two
replay, right?
point conversion that A&M lost or dropped?
The last two, yes.
Yeah, I watched
I
that.
mean, the rollout, the throw to the guy hits him right in the chest, and he just drops it.
Happens.
Punctuated. I mean, Fleming on the call. I mean, it was chaos. It was beautiful. It was one of the best games of the season in my view,
Ah,
and it was consequential to the hilt for us. As A&M is firmly gone if they are not done, if they don't go 2-0. Now the question for me, and we discussed this before: do we want A&M to beat Texas?
I say no.
I'm still up in the air on
I'm
it.
worried about anything that might cause us to lose our spot, and I think that just throws too many wrinkles into it for my liking.
I'm Yes, exactly.
A&M
I'm
beats
I,
Texas. Texas is still getting in. They're ranked too high. There's no way the committee's going to drop them like 10, 9 spots, whatever.
and I get the sense that the committee kind of has sort of a dim view of our league. However, putting us at 8 above several 10-1 teams maybe shifted my view on that a little bit.
I don't. The committee's so stupid. Like,
But yeah, clearly. I mean,
it's just so dumb. Like,
preach to the choir, man.
I mean, I don't have a problem being ranked. We should have. Okay. Problem is, Indiana should have never been ranked fifth. Like, oh, we're 9-0. Like, oh, because you beat Western Iowa or whoever the fuck it was. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. Don't care. Miami. I guess we're not ranked below. Or SMU, ACC. When did SMU join the ACC? A couple years ago. That's right.
This year, man.
One conference I
Couple,
don't understand anymore is the Big 12. So,
well, it's a hybrid conference.
yeah, who's going to play in their conference championship, though? Is it going to be Arizona State, BYU, or let me look
Well,
that
it
up.
could be Arizona State, BYU. It could be Arizona State, Iowa State. Could be
SMU and
Iowa.
the ACCs. What? Wow.
I SMU is rich, and SMU elevated their football just enough to where they said we have a viable position for your floundering league taking on water. You need teams, and we need a route to the playoff. We need a route to finally get us back from the years of just a complete lost half century.
I'd be okay with them in the playoff.
I
So yeah,
mean,
that Big 12, Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado are all 6-2. So
yeah.
yeah, still
Well,
really
also,
don't
yes.
want Colorado to get there. I couldn't stand that
Why not?
because they've been the darlings all season. They put Travis Hunter on the cover of the video game, and Dion's out here crying because he wasn't a finalist for the Thorpe Award. Like, oh, did you see his interception against Cincinnati or whoever the hell they're playing? Like, you don't play
Mm-hmm.
anybody. I mean, yeah. I don't want to sit there and listen to the media fluff up Colorado. I would love to play them because I think we would beat them pretty handily, but yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to see that.
Although I think some real credit. I think Deion Sanders is a good coach.
Nah, I don't
I
know.
I, I mean, Colorado was deader than dead, deader than dead, and not a lot of interest in bringing it back. And here they are. I mean, still feasibly with a possibility of winning a conference, albeit a weak one, but they're there, sort of in position.
Yeah, you beat North Dakota State, lost to Nebraska, beat Colorado State, stormed the field after beating Baylor in overtime. Central Florida lost to Kansas State. Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, and Kansas. Like, no, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
it's a mediocre conference. However, I think that the rest of the playoff, whoever's getting in, should be thanking their lucky stars that Kansas started the season so bad because they are legitimately a great football team right now.
Yeah, I was surprised that Kansas had the year that they had. I have a
No,
friend actually that put money on them to win the national championship, like back in the preseason for some reason. But
they had all the classic elements: dynamic quarterback, good on the lines, good running back, pretty good
yeah,
receivers, and they've made incredible strides. This year they lost their offensive coordinator to Penn State, and Jalen Daniels was hurt. It took a while for him to get back to full speed, but once he did, and it all came together, Kansas has been doing some great dirty work for us.
yeah, I like that
Rock,
coach too. It's Lance
yeah,
Leopold, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Is he tangentially a Danny guy? He was at Buffalo.
I don't know. He might be.
I have some back thought that Danny hired him at Buffalo,
He might have. Let me look him up.
in which case, ugh,
You think we get rid of Josh?
no, 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 no. I did not like that question you posed earlier.
I was there
Oh,
2015 to 2020, so I'm sure that they cross paths.
ships in the night. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Where do we but where do we go from here? Did we touch the who else did what we needed them to do Saturday? For some reason I'm forgetting it.
I think we touched them all.
Yeah, we Minnesota, I wish.
It was
Poor
right there.
Army.
Yeah, that one was
Poor
disappointing.
poor Army.
And then the committee doesn't even rank them this week. Bullshit.
Wait, oh well, no. I mean they're
Looks like Danny White went to UCF in 2015, so he might have hired him. I don't know. On the way out the
hired him and
door.
lay out the door. That's fine.
Yeah, he did hire him. And he hired Nate Oates at Buffalo as well.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've got supreme confidence in Danny and Donde.
Notre Dame's an interesting one though because I don't know how they
Oh,
would stack up against some of the better teams. They're pretty young at some positions, offensive line. Riley
yes,
Leonard's not that great. I mean, yeah,
no.
I don't know how they would fare against some of these playoff teams. I'd love to
I
play them personally.
I would yes, here, there, or anywhere. I think they're basically the same team that played at Texas A&M. I think it looks kind of like that. I haven't thought Texas A&M looked especially good the entire season. But so I think Notre Dame is like a half step better than someone like Texas A&M. I mean, I think it would be a game where you have to give you'd have to play pretty well, but I think that it doesn't take an extraordinary effort to get someone like them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the case for a lot of these probable playoff teams.
All right, I'm tired of talking about last week and playoffs. Yeah, you know what we need to
Where's
do to make the playoffs?
Tell me, Matt?
We need to beat Vanderbilt.
Fucking Vanderbilt.
I'm a little scared. Are you scared?
Scared.
I'm not saying I'm
Scared.
scared of Vanderbilt. I'm more scared of are we going to do what we need to do? Are we going to come out there and look like we're playing UTEP for a quarter and a half? Like,
That's the right question. Now I have a lot of Vandy memories in my burgeoning adulthood, and a lot of them are not good for the last decade, last 12 years or so. And yeah, so this game is not the game that it was when we were kids. This is not an auto win. There's no Greg Zolman. There's no 41-0 coming. I know in my heart that this is going to be one of the most anxiety-inducing, difficult games of the season. And what I'm hoping is that you're right, that the Tennessee that realizes that this is I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask you a question here in a second. But if they realize how important this game is and executes in the way that they can conceivably do and have done at stretches this year, if they do what they're capable of doing, we should, by the numbers, Vandy has no business being on the field with us. And yet they have been within a puncher's chance of basically every game.
Yeah.
So yes, I am not scared, but I am nervous to see what we do. My question to you is this the most important is this the most important game in our adult lives?
I mean, it's got to be, I guess. I mean, you kind of think back to 2022 South Carolina.
Yes.
But even that was kind of like, oh, if we win here, we just got to win out. We should be in the playoff. So, I mean, this is quite literally win and you are in.
Yeah, no. This is a playoff game. This is win or die.
I mean, other than the 99, 98 season national championship, this is probably one of the biggest games.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really daunt me. It's daunting. It feels weird to say it because it's Vandy, and each of us, any Tennessee person of any ability thinks about Vanderbilt quite rightly, in fact, as a little brother type team. It's just the way that history has decided to bear it out. And yet, this is a strong team that executes well, but they are limited by a certain talent threshold. But nevertheless, they beat Bama. Texas played them. I mean, they played Texas till the last snap of the game.
Well, they had LSU fans chanting to fire their coach.
Yes.
But, of course, South Carolina didn't have any issue with them.
South Carolina's an odd story. And LSU
Missouri
fans,
to overtime.
LSU fans are muttering to, like, murder Brian Kelly in their sleep. They're having terror dreams about turning him into a gumbo with some real rich spices and putting his head somewhere. Those people are wonderful and insane. Sorry, I had a tangent of the thought. What did you say?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, just going over their schedule.
Yeah. South Carolina I expected better from Vandy in that one, but South Carolina seems to have found a gear.
I'm so thankful we don't play them this year.
No, that would be a big good one, a tough one. Yeah, this is the right one to close out on. And
damn it, I'm scared.
I didn't like one of our fans going around their stadium putting up Checker Nealon stuff or Checker Dudley stuff.
You see tickets for this game? Like $230 to get in, like crazy.
Nuts. I mean, the stadium is reduced in capacity by about half. So
are they still doing construction?
Haven't you seen the joke all year?
I thought that was last year.
It's been for the last decade. The construction workers are basically season ticket holders. They can just hang out on the scaffolding. But Vandy Vandy's turning the stadium into kind of a little mini Disneyland. Got the nice is it Loge or Lodge boxes? Never bothered to learn that. Well, Loge. Never bothered to learn. But yeah, they're making their field small but nice, which is appropriate. Feels right for them. But nevertheless, it's 28,000 people. about the size of a Texas high school stadium.
What do you think about the
And I
time? Noon, 11
noon,
Central. Yeah.
noon, and about 36 degrees.
I think I prefer that over a night game or a mid afternoon. I don't want
Pro
I don't want their fans, even though it'll be like 200 of them there. I don't want them to have anything like. I don't
oh,
want them to
it's
have a full day to work up to. Oh my God, like we could ruin Tennessee's season right here, you know. So
surely they're focused on finals. Also, it's Thanksgiving weekend.
yeah, yeah,
Half of them are going to be out of town, surely. But I'm not worried about Vandy's fans. I mean,
no.
in the worst of years, it was a 60-40 Tennessee split.
The only
Then
thing
I,
that worries me is that Alabama game.
oh yeah, no. Well, and the Texas one. Texas still lingers in my mind because they played
Yeah,
so
I mean,
and
yeah, it's clear that they do get up for these big games. So
Clark Lee's an excellent coach. I mean, it's I think he's earned our ability to say that about him. They have come to play in every game save the Georgia State game, and I can forgive Vandy for not especially being able to get up in a weird former game in the Rave Stadium. Just yeah, no,
oh, I
those are.
forgot they turned that stadium into that
Oh no, it's a proper yeah weird looking football stadium, but
Turner
they've
Field.
done. I almost said Atlanta Fulton County, but no, done. It's that one's gone, and Turner Field is there.
Oh man, I don't know what to think of this game.
Well,
The
what
only
are you?
scenario that I can see is this quarterback Diego Pavia or whatever just has a career day. Typical Tennessee opponent shit. Gonna
Yeah,
rush for 150, probably throw for 250, and
we're spending the whole game saying, "Someone bring him down, God damn it!"
feel some air. I'm gonna get rid of this cat real quick.
Phil Samar. Yeah,
Feel
no,
some.
I think that you're exactly right. Like he personally, he's banged up and has been banged up for a minute, but I'm just having watched a fair amount of their games this year. Yeah, he's pretty magical. He sees the field well. He's elusive. He's able to escape big guys coming to get him, and they've had pretty good receiving. They've been able to capitalize. They convert pretty decently on third down, if I remember. I don't have their stats, but at least the eye test, like the critical third downs in those big games, yeah, they were able to do it. So no, Pavia is the reason for this anxiety. They've got an okay defense, pretty good. Not Georgia, but yeah, pretty good defense. Uh, it truly, to me, comes down to what does our defensive line do, and what is the mentality of the team going in? Do they handle the cold well? Are they prepping well this week?
Are our bench warmers going to work?
Are our bench warmers going to work? We just need to realize that if we're potentially, in any case, not playing football for a month, it should be absolutely all force brought to bear on this.
I was excited to see. I don't know, but excited, relieved to see that players did acknowledge that this game means so much in the terms of playoff
Yeah.
ramifications. So I don't think I have any worry in that department. Um, I don't. I don't know what my biggest worry is. I think it's just because we have such a storied history of letdowns. 2001 SEC championship game. 2000
Yes.
what four? So four. I mean, just so many games where it's like, okay, it's right there. Just take care of this, and we're gonna play for another national championship. We're gonna, play in
Or
a
even for modest goals,
yeah.
like in the what year was it where we had to beat Missouri and Florida had to lose, and it was a Butch year. And we if we win this, we're probably going to be the East champion, or we were going to be the East champion. Maybe it was 16. Maybe we had two really bad ones there. Yeah, we beat Missouri, but Florida. Well, okay, that was that. Vandy that year to go to the Sugar Bowl.
Oh
My idiot
yes.
ass was sitting. That's the one that's really lingering in my head. Uh, Vandy in multiple occasions to be a 6-6 team to go to a bowl.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad
And
they've already got that sixth win. I'm so
yeah,
thankful for that. So
yeah. The fact, yes, I am very, very, very grateful to Auburn.
yeah,
Very grateful
that's the only
for
thing
that
that
one.
worries me is we just yeah, I, I don't
Do you
know.
have the thought of? Remember the brawl that happened last year on two separate occasions?
Uh, Probably. I don't know. I didn't watch that game.
We we kind of tackled their quarterback or sacked their quarterback a little after the whistle or whistles were
Oh yeah,
blowing,
yeah, I do remember
and
that.
then it
Yeah.
kind of got hot, and then it kept going into the next couple of plays, and then at one point their whole bench charged at ours because something was going on near our sideline, and it took forever to clean up, and Clark Lee was losing his mind, and
See, that's
the
fine.
system,
That's good. It's Tennessee
you
Vanderbilt.
know,
I want that.
yeah, no, it's good rivalry stuff. But I think Vandy was the more aggrieved party on that end of it, and we were beating up on their climbing program, although they were no good
Was it like
last year.
2-10 last year or something? They were awful.
Something like yes. So uh yeah, no, we Kyle's asking. Hey, Kyle's free now. Just a second.
Um. So do you want to do a score and pick to click and Mr. Beast of the week before we
We You want to do that, and do you want to? Wow, how long have we been on?
an hour and 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that and see what we're excited about this week?
Yeah. And then
Okay,
we'll talk about Thanksgiving.
I like this. I like this. We can do whatever we want. Okay, we're going to win this game. It's not going to be fun to watch. It's going to be something like 23-17, 23-13, something like that. I don't know. I just don't think that we cover.
What is the
But I
spread?
think it was 10.5 last I saw. What's your gut telling you?
Um, yeah, I'm scared. So I think it's going to be
Yep,
38-12 Tennessee.
just a modest Tennessee win.
It's a fun little score.
Andy has not been great of late, and even the likes of dying Brian Kelly can take care of them. But Vandy at home with a real chance to screw us, yeah, I think we're going to get their best. But
I'm
if it's
sure
38,
like midway through the second quarter or something, some federal judge is going to grant Pavia's restraining order against the NCAA and just give him unlimited eligibility, and that's going to
I,
skyrocket their like hopes and dreams. Like, yeah, and they're going to come out
I
and
can
whoop
be
her
a
ass.
player. I can be a franchise quarterback at Vandy as a GA. No, that straight. Hey, in this new era, I that's probably like one of the base level things, weird things that I could imagine to expect. So
Yeah.
not completely out of the possibility. No, pick to click. You got one. I feel like every time I give a pick to click, that guy does not click, and I think it's my fault.
Ah.
So I'm going to pick like Chaz Nimrod.
I think you've picked him like 4 times this year.
Picked him 4 times this year, and each time it's like 0 catches or 1 catch for 4 yards and a drop or two.
My pick to click is going to be. I'm gonna say Holden Stays. I think I have a touchdown
Nice,
catch. Yeah,
nice Saturday.
yeah. I think he clicks. And your beast of the week.
Uh, they've all been. It's time. I mean, dead air. You do you have one? I'm thinking.
Um, I'm gonna go with Caleb Perry, linebacker. I think he's gonna have a sack, strip
That's a really
sack,
good one.
forced
That's
fumble. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's got to be someone from our front seven because if we're going to win this game, it's going to be based there. It's going to be based on getting pressure to him. I'm going to say T-Lander. I'm going to say T-Lander gets to Pavia.
All right. All right. So we win, and we got our picks to click. So what are you excited for this weekend?
I'm first and foremost excited for the possibility of relief around 3:30. Oh my God, we did it. Now I can watch the rest of these games. I'm excited for the fact that the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving is just some deliriously good football. Friday is a much larger treat than in past years because it seems like the Thanksgiving Day games have all gone to Friday now,
Yeah, there's only one. Tulane, Memphis.
and not an especially good one. So
Yeah.
Thanksgiving tryptophan is going to take over more so than usual this year. Very few good sporting games on. Very few good football games. There might be some battle for Atlantis and basketball and whoever the hell they throw out on Thanksgiving Day in the No Fun League.
Man, the noon slate Saturday is pretty stacked. Got Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, Vanderbilt,
Yeah.
and South Carolina, Clemson.
Yeah, no, it's a quad box excellence. First, I mean, but Friday still, I'm going to harp on it. Egg Bowl, Nebraska, Iowa is always weird. Clean old fashioned hate. Georgia Tech. Yeah, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Oklahoma State, Colorado doesn't quite have the oomph. Oregon State at Boise State is interesting. I didn't know that was happening. Oregon State, the Pac-2 champion, Matt.
Why are they playing at noon? Is that mountain time?
Noon,
Is it like 10 Eastern? Or 10
10,
Mountain?
10 Mountain, yeah.
Why? And Colorado as well. Oh, what? Is that,
Everybody trying to not have Thanksgiving in Boise.
is that a
Nobody
thing that
wants
they
to.
do?
I mean, normally this game doesn't. For Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday doesn't have that early a kick, but it's a nice treat. It's a
Yeah.
nice treat of a day off, rest day, and a great entree to Saturday. Michigan, Ohio State doesn't have. I mean, it's doesn't have very much luster this year. Of
No.
course, if Michigan won, it would be quite funny. But I think the game of the early slot is definitely South Carolina Clemson. The committee has put Clemson in reach of getting there after all was lost.
What about
And
South Carolina?
South Carolina, like you've got a lot of the. What do you think about the talking heads? The talking heads have really made an effort this week to try and bolster South Carolina's case when they know that Ole Miss and Alabama have wins over them, and it'll be the same record provided Ole Miss beats Alabama beats Auburn.
I think I'm very thankful that LSU beat South Carolina earlier this season
Oh yeah, in hindsight,
because I think that South Carolina would most definitely probably have our spot right now,
yeah,
but would most definitely be in the field. So I don't know.
yes.
I'm sure there's a path there for them, but I don't know. I think that involves us losing, and I don't even want to think of
It's
that.
I have to say that another aspect to the fear of the not fear, but the anxiety about the game is literally the entire country is rooting against us.
Yeah.
They typically are in any case because they hate us, hate our Twitter fans, hate our everything. But they really want this one for us.
How could you
As that
hate our Twitter fans?
yeah, they're just incredible. They go after the correct sports reporters all the time. Uh,
North Carolina State, North Carolina lost a good one this week.
yeah, there's a classic never dies, but a classic rarely gets to go out the way that they deserve. But
You couldn't have waited a week. Like, come on.
yeah, I I I would have loved for him to be. I would have loved for him. What was it when he said he was going to leave a few weeks ago? I wish he had just said he was retiring,
Yeah.
and they could
Give
make
him
it
that
like that.
option. Like,
Give him the option.
yeah.
But this forced retirement stuff, Mac deserved better. North Carolina is operating at historically North Carolina levels, probably slightly above them. So I don't know what those people expect. If they expect Mac Brown of the '90s and New Year's Bowl type team, then okay, maybe you can do a little better. But North Carolina is what North Carolina is. It's a basketball school.
Yep.
Just don't. But we love Mac. I appreciate his him being him. He's apparently just a good dude and an exceedingly rich one at this point. Probably has more. I mean, you stack Texas and North Carolina 2024 buyout money. Ah,
Hey, what if we get Mondays with Mac and Wednesdays with Watson now?
I yes.
Could you imagine?
I have to say,
Be something.
two good old Tennessee boys. People forget that about Mac.
Oh, Texas A&M though. I think that's going to be the biggest game of the week as far as like just atmosphere, everything like that. 7:30.
There's a it has that Iron Bowl Ohio State Michigan level of acrimony. And people hate each other.
$562 cheapest ticket.
That's come down.
Oh wow.
That's come way down. But yes, Texas Texas A&M running away from Texas is kind of that's why I have never liked them in our league because they fled for for perceived greener pastures and broke up their good rivalry. And but now that we see what Texas is, just this school that's going to get the benefit of the doubt no matter what, I kind of understand it now. But yes, it's gonna be a bloodletting.
So
But I honestly
you're rooting for A&M or
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know yet. I'll have to figure it out over the
If
next
they were
going to
go to the SEC championship, I would definitely be rooting for A&M,
Oh.
but
No question. If A&M had managed to drop one, yeah, somewhere else along the way, one more, easy, very easy. But there's good arguments that A&M actually opens up more slots for SEC teams if they win the league. But I'm not so certain that this league is getting 3 teams in. And I do not like the idea of being in a beauty contest with the aforementioned Texas.
yep.
Scares me. And when Clemson beats South Carolina and the playoff position them in there. Anyway, back to Texas and A&M. I think A&M matches up pretty well with Texas. I don't think Texas is offensively they've just not looked offensively elite all year. I wouldn't even say very good against teams with a pulse. Hell, Kentucky last week. It was not the number 3 team against a team that's going nowhere. It looked fairly respectable for long stretches, and Quinn Ewers is sort of questionable.
God, I hate thinking about all this stuff. I just want to focus
Why?
on Vanderbilt, beating Vanderbilt. But now I'm like
Not
running through all these scenarios. Like, shit, they're going to leave us out. But, oh, wait, we just got to win first. Like, uh,
yeah, yeah.
maybe we might have an emergency Saturday pod. And,
I would love to do a Instagram live, just running commentary on shit we're seeing.
yeah, or YouTube. We'll figure it out.
But on YouTube.
All right.
Would love.
Any more football talk?
uh, Looking forward to Florida.
Oh, Florida
Weird
State?
to say. Florida. I mean, just the Florida bolstering. Florida being our best win, our second best win of the year is surprising. But yeah, like putting the nail in Florida State. Hate Florida. Not looking forward to playing them next year. Not looking forward to them continuing this rise, but appreciative of what they've done for us. Thank you, Billy. Oklahoma, LSU, Oregon, Washington, what do they call? Doesn't they have a special name for Kansas State, Iowa State? Is that Farmageddon? I think that's Farmageddon.
The Vacuum Bowl.
Yes. Oh yeah. Houston be what?
Yeah, it's pretty. New Mexico, Hawaii at like 11 o'clock. That one's.
Oh yeah. No, I mean whatever. The least consequential Iron Bowl in our lifetime. Least consequential. It's in our adult lifetime.
Oh, goodness. I mean, if you're Bama, you got to win this one. So
You got
if you're not,
if
if you're
you're
South Carolina and you beat Clemson, you really need Auburn to beat Bama. So I mean, there's some stuff that could happen there, make it a big game. But
there's some chaos that could unfold, but it's like it's like cool guys don't look at explosions. If we win, we don't care what explosions happen behind us.
yeah,
We are in win. We're in. If we lose, God forbid, then yes, there's a Pandora's box that could happen.
well said.
This dead Alabama team could be shanghaied in there by this pliant national media.
Yeah. All right, we footballed out.
I'm footballed out for the
too.
moment.
Uh,
Food tomorrow.
what
Eat-
you got on your Thanksgiving
it-
plate? Which
Oh, it's the traditional. My aunt. It's been the same layout as since I was a kid. It's the bird. It's a honey baked ham. It's deviled eggs. It's stuffing. It's a green bean casserole. It's a baked macaroni. Uh, she makes a certain kind of turkey gravy. We are a canned cranberry sauce family.
I never
But it's
understood the cranberry stuff.
Why?
I don't know. Just
What do you mean?
I don't. I've never. I've been to Thanksgivings where it's there, but I'm like, what do I want cranberries for? Like, no, I don't care.
Well, everything on the Thanksgiving plate is savory. Mashed potatoes are savory. Turkey is savory. All the baked goods are savory. The only tartness in the whole meal that you could possibly get is maybe if you have heavily vinegared deviled eggs and from the cranberry sauce. It's a nice balance on the palate, in my view.
All right, I might have to try it next year. Didn't
Nice, yeah.
I'm excited.
Ocean Spray.
I'm making turkey for the first time.
Is this
year.
your hosting?
Well, we're making it, and then because my mom's not able to this year,
Right,
gonna go
right.
over there and make it all. But I'm excited.
What's your cooking method? What's your method gonna be?
Can't give out my secrets here.
Okay, broad strokes.
Basically,
Oven.
yeah, oven, of course.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. You're not. frying the bird.
Gonna go with little Gordon Ramsay ideas. Little herb
Mm.
butter, get it nice and brined up and stuff. But
Gonna
got
do
one
the
of
real.
those injector things too, the flavor injectors.
Ooh,
Yeah,
right under the fish.
yeah. So
You doing the real stuffing?
yeah, gonna be the first time. Normally I just buy box stuffing, but bought a nice loaf of sourdough. Gonna make my own stuffing.
Picks, please. I love stovetop stuffing. Don't get me
It is
wrong.
good,
Grew up.
but
It's just
I
tremendous.
love cooking, so I couldn't not balk at the chance at just literally cooking the entire day, pretty much. So,
Man of the house.
yeah, plus it gives me
Head
an
of
excuse to not have to go to any other Thanksgiving obligations. So, take that.
the wisdom of the men with children.
What about
If you
rolls?
take on
Sorry, go ahead.
what kind of rolls, Sister Schubert rolls, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Sister Schubert rolls.
Uh,
We have also some stuffing flavored rolls for after Thanksgiving.
what? Huh.
Put the stuffing and the ham or turkey. I prefer the ham, and a little bit of the cranberry sauce on one of those rolls.
The ham shit just pisses me off. Cause
What are
like,
you talking
just
about? What are
eat
you? No,
turkey. Just eat turkey.
no.
Oh, I don't like turkey. Oh, it's always dry and blah, blah. You gotta have a ham. Like, no, just eat the turkey. Put gravy on it. Put some damn hot sauce or something on it. Like, just people that.
Turkey.
I mean, I'm not against ham, but I was told that I had to get a ham because my SO doesn't like turkey, so that kind of pissed me off. And then she
That's,
purchased King's Hawaiian rolls, which I'm going to say it, pretty overrated.
I
I'm not a
I
fan
don't.
of sweetness like that. Like, I know it's not overly sweet, but that's just not what I want in my roll.
I like a King's Hawaiian roll or King's Hawaiian bun every now and then for something, but in general, yeah, like
Yeah, you gotta go
yeah.
Sister Schubert.
Sister Schubert are the rolls there, the perfect match with brown gravy. They dice up or they slice beautifully to create which is the best part of the Thanksgiving meal is the post Thanksgiving meal leftover sandwiches.
I've
Just to
never had a leftover sandwich.
excuse
I've had
really.
oh, Thanksgiving leftovers. Yeah, we make a plate, but like the sandwich one,
Uh,
I never understood. So
I'm
what, you
a
just do like two slices of bread? Is it special bread? What do you got?
I mean, you could do bread, but generally there's a ton of rolls left over. Heat up a couple of them and make sliders out of them.
That's
Take
not a
your leftover.
sandwich, though. It's a slider.
Okay,
Leftover
I'll call it a
slider.
slider. Call it a slider
What about a
then.
leftover burrito?
I hadn't ever thought of that, but just wouldn't think Thanksgiving stuff would fit well with it.
It might be all right.
Ah,
I might do the sandwich this year, though. I've always been intrigued by it. That was one of those things that kind of came out of nowhere, and I guess on my radar. And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, every year do that." I'm like, "What? I've never even heard of this. Like, what are you talking about?"
we've gone to my aunt's house every year for Thanksgiving since I've been here for 30 plus years. And she is the founder of our feast, and we are plied from the moment that we get there to nearly the moment that we leave with baked goods,
Hmm.
sausage bread, sausage balls, brownies, cinnamon rolls, you name it. It's, I mean, and, every manner of cake and pie that you could conceive of. Excellent, excellent stuff, but you're stuffed. However, I found, and we leave with, how you have to take this, you have to take this. Okay, just Tupperware upon Tupperware piled in the back of the car. Now, in the hour that it takes to drive from Knoxville to Pigeon Forge, a small hunger develops, like a taste. You've been so overwhelmed with taste that you almost want to keep doing taste. So we get home probably 11 o'clock, midnight, something like that. And then, yeah, you're unloading the food from the car and you put it in the kitchen and you go, you know what? Heat up a little bit of stuffing, got a little couple of ham. There's some of the slices of the thing left over. And there's one of the rolls and just pow, pow, pow. One last little nibble for, and that starts off the chain reaction. The Friday, the next day, it's noon kickoff of the football games. Bam, 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 bam. Slider City. Do it every year. Have done it since I was a kid. Look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I skipped dinner tonight just to save room for everything. So
That was smart.
pumped
I
for it.
I I fast for 24 hours a day. Have one meal and then fast. And for some reason tonight I didn't.
Oh,
I thought I would get in the holiday spirit and have some supper. And I'm kind of regretting it right now because it's gonna be a packing day tomorrow.
I am kind of lacking in the dessert department. I've got an apple pie and a pecan pie.
Store bought.
Yeah, I just with the turkey and everything else going on, I don't want to have to sit there and worry about making a pie. So
Got a lot on your hands
yeah,
for sure. You're this is yeah.
I'm
My
excited though, man. I'm pumped.
I have to say, this feels like a good Thanksgiving. Everything is going well.
Yeah,
We are great at basketball. We're about to have the number 3 basketball team in the country. We're about to have, hopefully, a playoff bid secured. We're looking down the barrel. I mean, it's a golden age.
gotta get those
And
Lady Vols ranked though. Gotta get them in
Lady
there.
Vols, they're on their way. Great recruiting coming in. And we, not to mention, as we have said, a literal miracle played out last weekend. We're some of the most thankful people on earth right now.
Yes.
Everything is golden and can stay golden if we don't be do the most Tennessee thing imaginable. Don't do it,
Thank
guys.
God this game
Don't
isn't
do it.
before Thanksgiving. God, could you imagine?
Oh God. Oh my God. No. No. We have everything. Have everything in front of us. Things are wonderful and we are thankful.
Yes, we are. All right. Got
Mm.
anything else?
Uh,
You gonna watch the parade, Macy's?
did it once in the flesh a few years
Oh,
ago.
that's right. Yeah.
Kyle, uh, Kyle and some friends, temp at in on Madison Avenue that morning was around 11 degrees with a 25-mile-an-hour wind blowing off from the bay. And yeah, it was a different kind of cold. So no, probably not going to be like parades on during getting shower, getting ready, getting the car loaded up, get going time.
Right. Right.
Maybe I'll throw it on the phone, but that was a tainting experience.
Yeah, that's one of those things you just put on the background.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
just do what you need to do. All right. Got anything else? Probably said that 10 times.
Let's win.
Just win.
Let's just win.
All we got to do.
Continue.
One
Do
thing.
what you got to do.
2-minute drill, real quick.
Sure.
Because we
Fire
did
away.
say that we were going to bring this up. How do we feel if Josh Heupel loses this game? What does that do to Tennessee fans looking at
I
him?
know what that will do to the fan base. It's not a mortal wound, but it is an extremely grievous one. That would be 2 playoff chances in 4 years completely fumbled against Washington.
I just don't see how you can recover from that.
You can recover from that by not doing it again. But as Tolkien once said, once is coincidence, twice is happenstance, and 3 times is enemy action.
All right. Well, as George W. Bush once said, fool me once. Shame on you.
Mm.
You fool me, you can't get fooled again.
Bravo.